have a zoom lens. We're eating. Oh, yep. Headbutt that udder. I know as they get older and older that they really start headbutting that udder to allow for letdown. Good morning. We enjoyed our first dairy product from Buttercup. We just had some yogurt this morning and it looked beautiful, tasted wonderful. It was, wow, it was very good. But some questions were brought up on Instagram. If you aren't following on Instagram, that's where I'm trying to share stuff most live. And so that way I can show you guys everything that's going on right away and chit chat with you guys. But a good question on, wait, you're milking her already. I thought it needed to be for the calf. So what is different about dairy cows, and especially like a Jersey, they are a very high productive breed. Tinstone Cattle Company is where we bought Buttercup, and Stephanie runs that with her family, and she is such a wealth of knowledge, and she's just my favorite, and her Instagram is beautiful. If you just want a little bit of mini Jersey love in your life, go follow her on Instagram. But we bought Buttercup from her because she ended up coming to her farm as a mid-size cow, and that's not what their farm is. So we were so blessed, and we wanted this perfect mid-size cow, and we love her so much. Back to being a Jersey though, so she produces a lot of milk, and her calf is not able to keep up with her natural milk production in the sense of how we have bred cows and how we have these dairy breeds. Now cows are just not a wild animal anymore. We have domesticated cows, and so we just have to follow what we have created, and this is a dairy breed. So we are calf sharing, which means the calf is on her all the time, and then we just milk her out just once a day just to make sure she doesn't get mastitis from producing so much milk. And right now, when she's not in her peak production yet, she is giving us a gallon a day. So it's pretty cool. But let's just jump to it. So this video is actually coming out to you next. I'm hoping to film, edit, and post this today because I have a lot of fun videos for you guys. However, I realized this needed to come out first. We were a little unsure on baby calf's gender. This is our very first, the time that we thought that we were going to have to prep and ask all the questions and know what we were looking for didn't happen because we were surprised early. Now, she did not have a premature calf. She just got bred that very first round, and they did a blood test to confirm her pregnancy after her second time with daddy, but she did end up getting pregnant the very first time. Now, let's just jump to it. I'm so sorry. Baby calf, do we have a boy or a girl? Let me give you the answer and then I'll tell the backstory. It is a boy. We have a boy bull calf from Buttercup. Now, the reason we didn't know, and we kept saying, it's a boy, it's a girl, it's a boy, it's a girl, and we did the same thing the following day until we confirmed with Stephanie how to for sure know. And we were even filming in that vlog, it's a boy, it's a girl, and so I didn't want to cause any confusion, so I want to put this video out and tell you we have a bull calf. Now, yes, there are parts that are dangling down. However, they, online in the middle of the night when we're researching, it talks about the vulva being a little bit swollen, and so sometimes it can be confused for a boy because we first thought for sure we have a boy. And then it was talking about the 4 teats underneath. And we looked under and we saw 4 tiny little teats, and we thought, oh, it's a girl. We were adamant, we were for sure that we had a girl. And then we talked to Stephanie the next day, and when we looked for her actual, not her bum, but her second hole, she did not. It was a boy. When we looked all the way, it wasn't a swollen vulva, and it. Now looking at it, yes, it's very obvious. We are going to know very easily going forward, but with the umbilical cord that is dangling down in the middle. Everything, we're not trying to get too up there. We kind of just peeked in there and got out pretty quickly. So therefore we didn't quite know the gender of our baby calf, but we have a bull calf. Next question, what is his name? His name, we got advised on one of our YouTube comments of what we should name our future boy or girl calf. And the boy name we instantly fell in love with, that is his name, this is Wesley. So if you haven't seen Princess Bride, Buttercup is the girl in there and Wesley is the boy, and they are just so sweet, and we carried that onto our farm because Buttercup's full name is Princess Buttercup, and so now we have Princess Buttercup and Wesley.
They all love us. It's so cute. It would be better if Wesley were like a bull that they were betrothed to.
Right, but
it's cute.
So that's the question.
It works.
Okay, so that is our question that I wanted to address right off the bat before all of these videos came out, and I didn't get to address some of these main questions. Now, a lot of questions on animals on our property that are for food or production or pets. We are a sustainability farm here, and that is our goal. However, not for our dairy line. We also have breeding pigs, and so they are to be breeders. I know it's very uncomfortable to talk about meat and meat products, especially if you don't eat meat, but if you do eat meat, I think it is very important for you to invest in what you are doing, and it makes you very much respect that animal and use every little bit of it. And if we are choosing to eat meat, we are most comfortable eating meat that we process and grow ourselves. So we are just very passionate about where our food comes from, what is given to our food, what does your food eat. We do all organic on this farm, and also the processing. There you can be buying organic meat, and the processing is some reasons why people choose not to eat meat, because it is not done very wonderfully. Okay, let's talk about that in a different video. Now, back to why our dairy cows are not part of a meat production. Now, can you eat Jersey as a form of beef? Absolutely. However, our bull calf is 3/4 a mini Jersey and 1/4 a mid-size. The mid-size is his mama and his grandma. However, Buttercup's dad was a mini, and Buttercup was bred to a full mini bull. So, depending how you say, he's either half mid-size, half mini on his parents, but if you go back to his grandparents, he has 3/4 mini, and when he was born, he was 23 inches to the top of his back, so he was nice and tiny. So with those kind of genetics and those amazing traits, we want someone to be blessed to produce offspring with him and his genetics, and so we want to have that opportunity given to somebody else, that he will be joining somebody else's farm.
We want to pass on the genetics so that another farm that's bigger and has more land and the ability to do what we're trying to do.
Can you hear him?
That they can do.
Can you say that one more time?
Huh?
Can you say it one more time?
Yeah, so it's really important to us that because we kind of knew that the amount of pasture land that we have is not necessarily going to be fitting in conjunction to our lifestyle, which is like we want our kids to roam free, and we just don't have enough acreage to have like a breeding system here on the farm.
Right.
Ultimately, our threshold would be probably 2 to 3 full-size cows.
I think two
full-size
mid-size
cows.
Minis
So
who eat a little bit less.
We won't be able to host like a bull here. We knew we never would be able to.
Right.
When it was a boy, we were sad a little bit because we kind of knew deep down that he wouldn't be able to stay with us.
Right.
And so it wasn't like, oh gosh, we're sad because this isn't exactly what I wanted. No, this is because we knew the moment he came out, the moment that we were actually unsure at the moment if it was a boy or a girl, because we didn't really know, and we're new to this. And so that's a lesson for beginners that are trying to do this, is that you can, hi sweetie,
Cool.
The moment that we saw Wesley born and decided, with help from others,
once we figured out it was a boy,
later that morning, the next morning, that it was a boy, we were bummed only because we knew he's not going to be able to stay with us. And we love him. Like, how do you not love any sort of baby? Like, all babies are the cutest, especially furry little.
And the pain is knowing that there's going to be a separation. That is the process. That is part of it. When you're buying things at the store, that is what's going on the farms. Usually, a lot of big dairy farms, they pull the calf right away. And so they might get a day of colostrum maybe, but they are pulled and they become bottle babies. And so we feel like this is the best for our cows, that they get to have this bond and relationship. It is going to be sad. Once we get him through winter, we keep him nice and strong. Once he is weaned, maybe one of you guys or somebody that you know has a farm that they do have more land and they do want to breed, and maybe bring in some of the smaller genetics and pull into the mini size. He could be a great breeder for even a full size Jersey and just bring in some smaller genetic lines. So we are actually going to be getting him A2 tested, because Buttercup is a full A2. Now, I know there's a lot of questions on the importance of A2.
It's fall, y'all. Look at that.
It's cold, y'all. Oh, look at the fall leaves all falling. Oh, it's beautiful out here.
That's what drought does. I'm very frustrated about the drought. Me and a lot of different people.
Oh, the drought's rough, but I know it's been more rough other places, so we'll take and be thankful for what we got. Yeah, it's so drought.
It's so drought.
It's so drought.
Okay, so going back on track, we're getting him tested for that, because that's going to be very important to whoever. So
let me explain A2. So it is the protein, and there is a lot of big controversy of how important it is. Some people feel like raw milk is the most easy to digest, and it doesn't matter on the protein of A1 or an A2. However, there are so many people that have done blind tests, and for their own personal feelings and their personal experience, they have done all the different kinds, and the A2 is the only milk that they can easily digest. Now, A2 is known to be easier to digest, and because we have a child that is more on the lactose intolerant, once we introduced raw dairy, and now that we have Buttercup that is for sure an A2, the raw dairy we were getting, we weren't sure if it was an A2 or not, but she has been able to tolerate dairy, whereas when we go out to eat, if she has conventional dairy, it does not agree, and that's for our whole family across the board. We don't.
I get major stomach aches if I have nachos at a Mexican restaurant.
Who doesn't?
Anywhere. I can't handle.
It was very hard on our tummies. Dairy. We cut out dairy for a very long time, and it breaks my heart a little bit, because I feel like I encouraged that eating for so many years here on the vlog, and there's a lot of us struggling with infertility, and so I want to be the best source of knowledge and information. But the more I researched, the more I learned. Raw dairy is a whole different game. It has the enzymes in it because it wasn't pasteurized and it's not killed out.
I'm gonna go get her hay.
Okay.
She's frustrated.
Yeah. Our grass officially, pretty much right after she gave birth, it's just, our grass is donezo. So it's time for hay. It's hay season, guys. Now, I am not here to tell you whether or not that raw dairy is for you. I have done so much research. I have learned so much, and it is something that I am very comfortable with our family. Now, the stories that you read and the stories that make you uncomfortable with raw dairy, just look deeper. Was it someone getting raw dairy out of a big vat from a conventional dairy?
So she'll eat that.
Give her a treat. Or was it home processed, hand milked, watching for any kind of contaminants? And oh my goodness, I could go on and on about raw dairy. I can literally leave my raw dairy on the counter and it doesn't spoil. I know. It's going to be very shocking for a lot of people that say, what? That's not true. It is true. Because there is stuff in the milk that's not pasteurized out that helps kill off any bad bacteria. And what it does is it doesn't go bad, it sours. And so yes, you will end up with a sour dairy product on your counter, but it is not bad for you. Now there are still some of you that are still wanting to probably fight me a little bit on raw dairy, and that's okay. That is your choice, and I am so happy that we live in a world where you can make your own choice for the safety of your family. I am even more excited that I am doing the milking. I can see the cleaning techniques, even though who we got the milk from before, we were part of a herd share. I was very confident in their family as well. However, we are super thrilled to be having raw milk coming from our own property. Final words of this vlog. Wesley is not going to be our beef cow. If we ever decide to get more land and can do beef, we would probably not be doing it from our breeding line of amazing dairy cows. We would be getting a different breed. I need to go help Philip, and I want you to say goodbye to Wesley and say hello to our bull calf. And Wesley is his name, unless the new farm he goes to wants to change it to something else, and they are free and able to do that. All right, Wesley. We have a lot more up close coming up on the next vlogs. You are officially a week old, but I need to show them all the vlogs from this past week. Are you ready to show them? You're so much bigger in just a week. Yes, you are. Oh, sweet. All right. Okay, we're gonna get some hay for Buttercup. We're saying goodbye. Say bye, Wesley. Here we go.